Okay, hello everybody. It is September 29, 2025, and Donald Trump's administration has released a 20-point peace plan for the Gaza war, which the Israelis have accepted, and for which, as of the time of I'm making this video, we have not heard from Hamas one way or the other. I'm going to do two versions of this video. This is going to be the short one. I'm going to do a long one where I'm going to actually go through the 20 points. This one, I'm not going to go through the 20 points, but I have read all 20 of them. I'm going to just kind of give you my opinion on this. Now, I want to state that I know normally I try to be very fact-based. This one will be almost exclusively opinion-based. Please know I have read it. I've read all the points in it. But let me give you my thoughts on what this actually means. From the American perspective, this is Trump really, really, really wants a Nobel Peace Prize. He sees an opportunity. He's going to go do it. And from the Israeli perspective, let me phrase that, from Netanyahu's perspective, you are under increasingly serious international pressure over the war in Gaza. You need international cover. You need to be protected by the United States. So looking at the terms of this, you're going to say there's no chance that Hamas is ever going to accept this. And even if by some crazy chance they do, they're never going to comply with it. So I will accept it so that I get the United States and Donald Trump on my side so that he can basically serve as a shield against international pressure so that the war may continue. From Hamas's perspective, this is a death warrant. This requires them to give up all their weapons, all their infrastructure, all their political power, everything. This agreement, if it were actually agreed to and carried out, would effectively dissolve Hamas permanently. Hamas is not going to go along with that. There's no world, that at the Treaty of Versailles, when the Germans had to sign, they said, Germany's signing away its right to exist. No, they didn't. Yeah, it was a bad treaty for Germany, although look at the treaties Germany had put on people prior to that. This actually is signing away your right to exist. And Hamas would be saying, we are no longer an organization. We're not a military organization. We're not a political organization. We have no power in Gaza. We have no weapons. We are done, and we are done permanently. So no, I do not see any chance that Hamas takes this. Let's assume, for the sake of argument, I'm wrong. Hamas says yes, and they actually try to implement it. One question I saw reading through the points that I kept asking is, who's going to pay for all this? There was a lot of talk about redevelopment and stabilization forces and foreign troops and foreign and investment and rebuilding. No discussion as to what would be the source of funds for any of this. There is discussion about an international stabilization force that would be trained under the Jordanians and the Egyptians. That is at least a feasible idea, but it is unclear as to what countries would provide the troops and who would pay for the troops to do this. Needless to say, we haven't even gotten to things such as, well, what if someone accuses one of the International Stabilization Force troops of a crime? Who's got jurisdiction? Who determines it? It also requires an international governing body, which would include Tony Blair and be chaired by Donald Trump. So this would effectively make Donald Trump the most powerful man in Gaza. Call me crazy. I don't think Hamas is going to go along with that. What Tony Blair has to do with this, man, you've got me. I got nothing on that one. By the standards of the Trump administration, that we actually had 20 points is actually represents it's probably 2 pages of stuff. It makes it a significantly more thorough, well thought out, and serious proposal than what we normally see. For instance, their big Ukraine peace plan that they literally handed to Russian and Ukrainian delegates several months ago was 7 sentences. So this one, the fact that they're up to 20 small paragraphs, really, and a couple of pages, and some of those are like 1 or 2 sentences. Some are a little beefier. 2 pages, maybe 2.5 pages, really represents a step in the right direction. If I saw this same thing from the Obama administration or the Bush administration, I would say this is just a press release to tide people over until they can finish the real proposal. For the Trump administration, I think this is the real proposal. What is going to be the net result of this? Again, this is my opinion. This is speculation. The answer is not much. Trump will start talking about the Nobel Peace Prize again. He is just furious that Obama got one and he didn't. And admittedly, even Obama thought it was stupid that he got a prize. He got it right after he was inaugurated, and he was like, I haven't done anything yet. And to his credit, he seriously considered not even accepting it. Because he knew how ridiculous it was that he got it, and he instead did the gentlemanly thing, and he went and he said, I'll accept it, and I will do my best to live up to this. Whether or not he did, I'll leave that up to you to decide. But Trump is just so mad that he did not, that Obama got an honor that he has not. And he is determined to get that Nobel Peace Prize. And if you don't believe me, I would point out he has talked about it repeatedly. He has said over and over again he wants one, as have several members of his administration, including the current administration. I think this is Israel just looking for political cover to, or I should say, really more Netanyahu looking for political cover to maintain the war. Realize when Netanyahu leaves political power, he is probably going to jail for corruption. So there's really not a lot of personal incentive for him to end the war, which is why I'm distinguishing his perspective as opposed to an Israeli perspective, because I'm not totally sure that he has so much has a lot of personal consequences tied up in this one that you normally wouldn't find in a democratically elected leader, and he is a democratically elected leader. The Hamas, again from Hamas, there's just no way. How would the rest of the Middle East look at this? Man, I don't know. After the beatings that Israel has dropped on everything from Syria to Iran to Hezbollah, at this point, my guess is they're just saying, look, we just don't want to get caught in the crossfire at this point. We don't want Israel bombing us because Lord knows they've established they can basically kill anyone they want anytime they want. And there's really not a whole lot any of them can do about it. So I would assume they're out of it. I have no idea what the European reaction to this will be. I'm guessing a lot of nice generic statements about how much we appreciate the peace process and we will look into this and give more information later. Stuff like that. Is this actually going anywhere? I think almost certainly not. And that is my opinion on that. Please feel free in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think I got wrong. What did I get right? What am I missing? Would love to hear from you in the comment section. All right, everyone have a great day. Bye-bye.